Hey everyone, yep, I can hear myself. That means my microphone is on. Hello everybody. Happy Tuesday. To our people on Zoom, thank you for checking in. It's good to see you on this spring-like Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. We are finally back in building 60. So for all of you in 60 upstairs, how you doing up there? For all of you that are here, we're so happy to see you. Thank you. Welcome in. We are your Savoy Park Tenants Union. So happy to meeting today. Got some old business to take care of, some new business to take care of, some exciting things coming. So we'll get things kicked off. Again, my name is Cicely. I'm here. I'm one of the building 60 Savoy Parkers, as I think we might start calling ourselves. So let's get started. We have some old business from our captain or our president, Mr. Will. So I'll kick it over to him.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. So I want to thank everybody for coming out, everybody online. Old businesses, our current donation collected this year is $275. I'm sorry. As of current, we are taking our donations in cash at the moment. If you do not have any cash, you're welcome to wait until we get a bank account. I'm not forcing anybody to bring in any donations. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to our NYPD captain so that I know you have your busy schedule, so that you can get out the way.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I guess I could just go over some crime stats in the precinct as a whole. So for the 28-day period, which we explained, we do everything by 28 days, which is within the last month. We're down in crime by 13%, and we're down in every major category. We do, barring deployment issues with officers, we try our best to deploy based on our minimum manning. So minimum manning is basically the amount of police cars we feel based on the busyness of each platoon or tour or shift. We work very hard and diligently to try to deploy that many cars. And then we have our NCOs here that address each individual. So like for you guys, you have Officer Jairam that addresses your issue. Thank you. So we're down, and for shooting incidents, we're also down for the 28 days. So last year, this time we had 7 shooting incidents. This year, currently, we only have 3. And when I say only, every shooting incident is unfortunate, but with our crime fighting strategies and our deployment, we've managed to, last year we were down, we had 7, and now this year we're even down more significantly with 3. As far as incidents in the surrounding area here, I'm sure you guys have heard we had a shots fired. We call it a shots fired when thankfully nobody gets hit. We had a shots fired in Savoy Park. A day later, we were able to recover 2 firearms that we believe, everything is preliminary for investigation, but we believe was tied. So everything is under investigation and the detectives are working diligently to we recovered the 2 guns, but to actually find the perpetrator who fired. There was also an incident out here. I'm happy to report that we were able to arrest the perpetrator, and we also executed a search warrant actually today. Right?
Was that the guy that broke in the apartments?
Yes.
Thank you. Because I was going to get him myself.
Yeah. Okay. So as far as crime reports, that's all I have. Do you guys have anything?
One mic. We need a bike rack. Okay, for people who can't afford the bike room, the filthy bike room, to pay the landlord to have a bike. We live in New York City. They got congestion pricing. Everybody, this is high-end stuff. I can't ride my bike and keep it in my studio apartment.
So when you mentioned bike rack, you mean bike rack on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
You're gonna be bike parking.
Okay.
We got, and city bikes get free parking out there. We need something for our personal bikes too. And why can't we have them on the sidewalk? If the landlord doesn't want to be, how do we put this, Jim Steele? I'll fuck them up. I don't mind.
This is,
I want public service.
Okay.
this is something I can speak to Adele about directly and, try to organize where inside the complex they can install one.
What,
Rather than outside on the public sidewalk, because that would be more of a problem. Also, with it being inside the complex, it's probably less likely for bike thefts to happen.
Well, if you
Somebody
guys
probably
address-
has been victim.
that's good.
Well, I've been a victim 4 times with bikes.
Bike?
Yeah, they keep
I had
cutting our
two
locks.
bikes, They stole one, and, I didn't have it registered, so when I called it went, 32nd police, they went. And, it was unregistered, so they said they can't do nothing about it.
It also happens to have, if you have a air tag in it or some type of tracking device, it makes it a lot easier if you don't get it registered.
The second one.
Yeah.
And, no, they stole the parts.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't-
stripping.
Yeah, that
And
one's.
then they stole my prep bike from in there. I didn't have a receipt for it.
Yeah,
But
that's a
I was
bike room
paying
where they say it's
$25
secure.
$25 a month. When I take it to them, they were like, yo, there's a sign there, and it's at your own risk. So how can it be at my own risk when now you telling me this? You know what I mean? I'm paying $25 a month, I should be,
Has Savoy compensated you anything? You know, also?
no, because I didn't have a receipt for that. So then I bought a second one. At this time, I told them, you know what, I'm not paying $25. So I stopped paying $25, but I still had the keys to get in there, so I bought another one. So that one. And the chain is still, it's still broken, it's still over there broken. So I asked him, he said, yo, I told you, we play, we play at your own risk. You know what I mean? So I left it alone. I was like, I'm tired, I'm done with buying bicycles.
At that point, it might be easier for you to have an outside storage like the one next door. At this point, it's the word problem outside and secure your bike safe. If it's not an e-bike, you can also. If it's
No,
not,
that was just like a motorcycle.
that'd be better off the outside storage. Keeps happening. That's why that's so bad.
So, I tell you, things change in the building. I've been here 25 years, it wasn't like this. You know what I mean? It wasn't like this. You gotta worry about the active being stolen all the time. As soon as you get the notification, you gotta get out here, go get it.
Guys, one mic.
We're having, forgive me. Participants are having a very hard time with people speaking.
It's on.
Any other?
Any other
public
questions?
About the shooting things in the last 4 months on the property, so one was behind 15, and then the other was behind 60.
Okay.
The parking lot.
The one behind 15.
So the one for 60 West 142, that's the one that happened about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Yes, that
There
one.
would be the apprehension
I
for it.
can confidently say the apprehension was made, and also, they didn't send me the footage, which helped in identifying who the shooter was. And the detective squad was able to do that.
That's good to know.
So security does help, yes, the cameras do work, but in terms of the scaffolding, that obstructs the view to like the outside. So I spoke with him today about 2 hours ago. I'm not sure the right chains that they have to go to get that down, but they're
I've
working.
been speaking to them about that for months and months.
It's been here for a long time, yeah.
But the buildings are done. The buildings are done. So what is the reason? And it's the thing, officer, one thing I want to say is I appreciate you, because I remember you being here, I know that you come all the time, we are very appreciative. The thing that concerns me is with the weather getting warmer, right? So here's my question, right? What cameras actually? No, I'm asking a question, because he just attested to the fact that Adele sent you footage that helped you apprehend. So what is it? Is certain area or is it up and on? Because here's my thing that I've been telling this association,
Yeah.
we pay an MCI increase for security overall, right? We're supposed to have assessment on the doors, surveillance, right? So if we have surveillance, if we have security, you don't see the people breaking the doors. You don't see the people stealing. You don't see these people walking in our property, using them as a public toilet, right? There's no fines, so what security actually works? Where is it at?
Right. I understand your frustration. What I did speak to him about today
Mhm.
was, some of the tactics that they use, a lot of them come in wearing masks. What's up, they know where the cameras are, they tend to walk into the elevator, they don't look directly at the cameras. One of the topics he raised was that install outside on Lennox to capture that whole walkway outside of Lennox, so after the scaffold.
Right?
Inside of Lennox.
Where's the security? Right? The intercom still work, the gates still work. Where is the security? So all we did, one side, it works, and I'm very grateful. It helps you because I know how hard you have worked to support us, but then the other side, so there's no meeting, right? This is good, but this is bad. So, you know, it's like you give us one step forward, but 3 steps back. And no disrespect. At a point in time, when is it going to be enough? When is it gonna be enough for us as tenants?
When a child is affected, because I'm speaking on behalf as a mother, you know, my kids came to see my son come in, and this is a community. I'm 40 years old. I've been in this apartment since 4th grade. Okay, so I have seen the change from Axelrod to the bed. Apartments and warehouses and laying them down in here, right? I've seen it all. From the stabbing in this lobby, right? We can talk about that, stabbing in the lobby.
So if I can just address, I think part of both of your questions about the scaffolding, that's what we're talking about buildings thing now. And I think,
She's afraid.
she's
afraid of the door.
So right now, from what we're understanding, from what we're being told, is that the Department of Buildings now has to inspect. I know, believe me, believe me, I know.
I gotta tell you this, I gotta say this, and I don't mean no disrespect. They're gonna continue to keep giving you excuse, and it wasn't the city to put the scaffold up, they put it up.
I know.
Let me just tell you, okay, I work with an attorney who lives downtown in the Gramercy Park area. They had the same issues about the scaffold. They did not have to call any city thing. They did it as a management company. It has to come down.
So here's what we're doing. We are talking to we requested that Yusef Salam send a letter to the Department of Buildings to expedite the inspection, because the Department of Buildings has to inspect and clear before the scaffolds can come down.
See, again, Reynard, and I'm not trying to get in no conflict. Rent to putting ownership on the people we pay rent.
And it's saying that, I know. Continue. I know. No, I know. No. Right, the fight I've been having, if you knew the fight I've been having, you know the fight I've been having. No, I'm telling you.
Just tell you how to deal with them. I'll deal with them.
Right. So here's where you have to go, because that's me. It's okay, it's okay. If you're saying your way is what can get us there faster, we want to work with you. We want you to help us get it done. We're trying. If your way is gonna work and you're getting responses, let us know. We want responses as badly as everybody else does. We want them down as badly as everybody else does.
I'm never.
When you're
You're passionate about it, it's okay. It is.
We are in the fight with you. We're not against you. We are in the fight with you.
But we have to move on. We have to move on.
Anybody that got lost in Mr. Thing, the Savoy Tenant Union, we're coming back,
Yes.
okay?
Take it to
We're
your
passionate, it's a lot going on in the world today. We
Yeah.
understand that. We've done a lot of pressure from different entities, different sources. But we really need to move on, and with that said.
We need to channel that into the rally.
Yes.
So, Ms. Pam, we look forward to having you at the rally with this much passion.
Yes.
Moving on, moving on.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on.
Get to that. Get to that.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We had a little bit of passion there, a little bit of heat and a little bit of fire, which we need.
Okay,
So-
hold on, we need to pull it back, it's
Okay.
not making here.
Okay, all right, I need everyone to quiet down because we have people on Zoom that can't make it here that are just as passionate and they want to make sure that they're heard and understood as well. So we thank you for your passion. We want to keep it going. We understand, we understand. You are voicing all of our frustrations, so we completely understand. We just want to, keep it moving along. Welcome back, everybody. We had a little fire, had to put it out, but we're good, okay? We're gonna keep going. We're gonna be in this together. We want to thank the NYPD for coming in and giving us that report. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your tireless work to help keep this property safe. We couldn't do it without you. We look forward to keep partnering with you. So thank you very much.
What about your meeting at the end of the month? You wanted to,
There's something going on at the end of the month?
yeah, your regular meeting at the end of the month, do you want to tell them about that?
Oh, no, the little block already passed. For the
No,
next
oh.
community council. Yes, community council meeting,
Come on over so they can, please. Thank you so much,
So
officer.
that's about, next week. Yes, so there is I don't need.
Okay.
There is a community council meeting next week, Thursday. Usually happens at 6 p.m. You guys can show up a little bit beforehand. As many voices that can be heard, that's great. If anyone else wants to come. Usually it's the same crew from Savoy that does come out. If you can just spread the word, as many as we can have come out, that'll be better. Thank you. And in terms of the building block.
This Thursday.
No,
Next
Thursday,
Thursday.
yes, next week Thursday. And then we also host the building block. I will be sending out the flyers to Raynard. And we'll spread that among the team. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, it's about all of us showing up to all these other community meetings. So not only meetings here on the property, but meetings in the community. So we show up as a united front to let the higher ups know that we're not going to take it anymore. Okay, so moving on to new business. All right, we're going to talk to Dom if he's still here somewhere. Yes, you are, Dom, from Met Council. So thank you so much, Dom.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Should I take that or just talk in that direction? Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope I can project as well as Pam. I'm going to give it a shot. My name is Dominique. I'm a tenant organizer with the Metropolitan Council on Housing. We are the oldest tenant union in New York City with history stretching back to the late 1950s. I grew up in Upper Manhattan with my mother, my single mother, and we were chased out because we couldn't afford rent up here. I was in housing court for most of my childhood, and I do this work because I want Harlem to be something I can bring my kids to someday in real life, and not something that lives in the museum. So, a couple things real quick, what we do and how you can engage and get help from that council. One thing that we do is we have a tenants' rights hotline. This is run by volunteers multiple times a week. It is 100% free. If you live in New York City, doesn't matter if you're in a stabilized house, market rate, or if you're homeless. You can call our tenants' rights hotline and ask any question you have about your lease, about succession rights, about anything that you want. We also have in-person free tenant clinics. These happen both uptown and downtown on the second and third Thursday of every month. Please do have to come out. We've had Savoy members there before. We've also had Savoy members that are great because they all been through the ringer, and you can give solace and comfort and aid and support to other tenants that are going through the same things you are. I also just want to talk about what we're doing this year as far as advocacy. So we all know that we have a mayoral election coming up this year. There's a bunch of people out there trying to get your vote right now to be our next mayor. And what we are part of is a coalition called Housing Justice for All. And that means that we are asking all of these mayoral candidates to commit to a 4-year rent freeze for stabilized tenants. That means their entire time in office, every time the rent guidelines board comes around to vote for your increase, they would get a 0% increase, and your rent would stay the same for all 4 years. New York City is one of the most rent-burdened places in the country. We all deserve this. We got two under de Blasio, if you will remember. Unfortunately, Eric Adams has let the rent guidelines board raise our rent every single year he's been in office. So we had one of our amazing leaders type up a fact sheet about everything that's going on with this rent freeze. I encourage you to take one of these. Please take one of our tenants' rights flyers, utilize these functions, get involved with SPTU. I can't tell you enough that once you all come together, that is when you start seeing movement for management, like Bear said. Thank you so much for having me at your meeting. And I will be hanging around if you want to come up and talk to me Friday. Thank you all so much.
Don, what's on the front of that brochure?
And okay, so yeah, also a little tidbit. So this is the flyer we're handing out all year. So I want you all to know you're a little famous. Savoy Park has been on the cover of Met Council's tennis rights flyer since all year. You see some of the greats here. There's Will's head poking up behind there. There's Susan. There's Delina, Miss Dee, if you all know her from 620, and yours truly. So please take one of these. Thank you all so much for having me.
All right, thank you, Dom, so much. Okay, we're gonna keep things moving along. Next, we're gonna talk about our tenant community code of ethics. So as was mentioned before, we've got a lot of new people moving in. So we're trying to initiate an ethics code so we can all be accountable and all help our neighbors be accountable about how our living situations are. So with that, I'm gonna kick it over to Venice. Okay, it's Venice. Okay.
Wait for them to settle down.
Just wait for. Sure. Okay. I think so.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dennis Barnes Jr. I reside in building 630. And I'm here to bring to your attention the Savoy Park Code of Ethics. And what that is a code of ethics that is a set of values, guidelines, principles that we create for us in the building, things that we are concerned about. We all that have lived here for many years, such as myself, my mother, my boys now, you might have seen them, or new tenants that have come here. People that have moved here may have came from a different way of life, right? So we want to, the idea is to create a code of ethics for all the tenants within these gates to abide by, and to hold one another accountable for. You know I've heard the energy, the passion, but the energy starts from within, from all of us, right? Things such as addressing someone taking a cart to their apartment and just leaving it there, right? Right, or someone that takes
a package, have a
package, right? Right, what do we do in these instances, right? It's about community, and I think community is a huge disconnect within Harlem, which is the mecca of Black Renaissance.
Not cleaning up after your pets.
Oh, they do.
Not cleaning up after your pets.
Clean up after your pets.
They do want you to hold the mic. Sorry.
Keeping them on a leash, right? There's leash laws to protect the pet owner as well as your pet, you know? So this guideline, it's to reintroduce community within the gated community of diverse families by creating core values and principles that resides honor, creating a more positive and safer way of life for all residents. And again, it's something that we're creating for us and our guests that come here. Think about it this way. When you go into your apartment, you have your couch. You don't want anybody walking into your couch and putting their feet on your couch. We've all seen the Chappelle Show skit, right? You know, he's stepping on his couch. We don't want nobody to do that within our gates either. We want it to be safer, but we should speak up on seeing someone pulling the magnetic doors to pop them open. I don't want to see our doors broken and destroyed. It's run down. The same thing, like you said, seeing people pee in the corners of the rampways, or the doors open and they automatically let the dogs pee right there in the corner, and you walk through it and trail that urine into the floors, into your apartment. We just got over a pandemic. So these are things that I'm saying we should come together. We should come together and speak on. So
You're absolutely right, because it's all about community.
Right,
But the problem is now, back in my day, community meant community.
right,
You can be chastised by your neighbor.
right.
And then get home and get a bond with. But
Absolutely.
nowadays, in this temperament and the way people are, you're afraid to say something.
And that's why if we all come together, look at how many of us is in this lobby alone. You mean to tell me one or two people that do something that offends our way of life, we can't speak up and stand together collectively? So some of those things are in the lease, yes, but I think we can add to it. You know, that's just the mindset behind it, just adding to it for us. We need to recreate that sense of community, that sense of bond where I was growing up, the neighbors had the doors open and everybody cooked, laughed, joked around. If you do that now, you know, or if you see something going on in your stairwell, who knows to call security or anybody for that matter to address it? But we also live in fear. And I think the mindset is to remove that fear and to speak up collectively. And if we have the support of one another in this code of ethics to sit here and say, hey, we have the right to do it, and we start doing it, things will change. So that's just the mindset behind it. And if you're interested, I would like everybody to attend, as many people that can attend. The date will be Saturday, March 29th, from 12 to 2 in the 2300 community room. All attended. If you have teenagers, bring them. I'm bringing my boys because I think we need to involve the youth along with our way of life that we're trying to recreate, because it includes them as well. We can also create programs of opportunity. I see the police here, and a great idea would be the police could come and speak to them on gun violence. We could create an event where they sit down in front of the NYPD officers, if that's okay with y'all, and talk to them about gun violence.
Like, not of the tenants. It seems that these are outside entities running on or coming on to the property.
That too, right.
So, what is Big Brother really doing, right? As an organization altogether. The security, are they doing their rounds? Who's enforcing the things that they should be doing?
Right.
That's the whole thing. It's not really up to us paying $3,000, $2,000, $15, $10, or whatever you gotta pay to take on somebody else's responsibility.
Listen, if I'm paying $3,000 and I see somebody pull that goddamn door open, I want to kick him in his back. You get what I'm saying? I think we have that right to do that. Right. Right. But
A better vetting system.
there needs, and I agree with you, and I think a better vetting system also includes us speaking up. Like I said, I want to kick the person. The perfect example, in my building is 630, I lost my key fob. I don't have my key fob, I'll be honest. After I'm going to get a new key fob, but I was waiting at the door. A guy came to the door, popped the door, and I said, yo, don't do that. His response is, the door is broken. It was broken, it was like that. How is it broken like that when you just popped it? Like, I'm waiting, so why can't you be patient enough to wait? Regardless of what outcome, he could have had a knife or weapon, I'm gonna speak up. I'm not gonna stand here, let somebody do something, just walk in and go about their business. And I think, but
Involve yourself, somebody else has a whole different mindset from you. I'm not risking my safety.
Right. I get what you're saying. I get what y'all saying, but at the same time, we can still create something for us to abide by in our residents. And the more we have that in play, the better our way of life will begin and start to change. It has to start somewhere. That's all I'm saying. You know? The meeting is Saturday, March 29th from 12 to 2 in the 2300 community room.
Thank you.
All right. Say again?
Okay. You good?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Venice.
QR code for suggestions for him. Okay.
There is a QR code on today's agenda. If you have any suggestions about the meeting or any ideas you may have as far as the community code of ethics, if you'd like to join in and make a suggestion.
Cannot hear. By our I reported 5 times, nobody talked.
Why not? I have to go to all my surveillance to come to the next one. Why? But I still write them a check every month.
So we're all going through it. We are all going through it. And we have to keep putting pressure on them. We have to keep going down there. If you can't get down there, we're gonna try to initiate some sort of community code of ethics, or maybe you take complaints and we go there. We understand your frustrations.
But you only call to put pressure on that, is go when they won't get it.
I understand. I understand. So we all understand. We all feel the same way. We all feel the same way.
No.
So, sure. So what we're gonna do, when everybody's talking, the people on the Zoom cannot hear. Okay, so we here who we've been working with is about moving forward as a community, about all the negligence and issues we've been facing.
I ran out of the papers, but
Okay, thank you, Venice. I'm gonna kick it over to Palani. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Brevin. I'm a housing specialist at Palante Harlem. For those of you that don't know, that stands for People Against Land Abuse and Tenant Exploitation. So we are assisting you guys with proceedings with DHCR. That stands for the Division of Housing and Community Renewal, for those of you that don't know. So they oversee rent stabilized apartments. This right here, we provided to the Tenants Association. This is our apartment inspection checklist. And this is an authorization form. We suggest that everybody who is rent stabilized pick one up. If you fill these out, we will be able to initiate proceedings with DHCR on your behalf, such as service complaints for the conditions in your apartments and service complaints for the public areas for decreases in services. We would also be able to address if you're having issues with your leases, such as succession issues, and request your rent registration history. So it's important that everybody take one of these and submit them and give them back to the Tenants Association. We can proceed with these things. Is there anybody that needs repairs in the apartments that they're not getting that's rent stabilized?
I feel like when they start coming around now to see what you need to get in your apartment. Yeah, they are. They are coming around. All the 311. See them in your apartment.
So what we tell everybody to do first is call 311 because it's good to have, those complaints on record. And then once the inspectors come, they'll put violations. So it's good to have those things on record before we continue with DHCR. 311 is at the city level and DHCR is at the state level. So the DHCR complaints are pretty much the same process, but once the inspector comes and they see those conditions in your apartment, they can issue what's called a rent reduction, meaning that your rent would be reduced to what you paid on your last lease, and then the landlord still has to apply to restore it to the full rent. And then, that's the whole process in itself. Yeah.
Just a suggestion on that paper that you have, I think you should have also down as fuse box, because in older tenants, you have fuse boxes. I don't have to circuit breaker. Like, my next door neighbor plugged in her air conditioner, my whole living room goes completely out, that I gotta go hunting around for fuses. So I think that you should put down fuse boxes also. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a few, we're gonna make a few updates to the list, but also right here on the bottom left, you can write down any other, okay.
Bottom down, yeah, and then don't know myself, so we have to go away to Home Depot. How about if Home Depot's not open and stuff like that? That means our food goes bad. That means we don't have no lights. I have a disabled child in the apartment. I went to Victoria also countless times when the whole line went down. Like, can we get a fuse? Can we get a circuit breaker? repeatedly, oh, no, you can't get a fuse box or whatever the case is, because you're an older tenant and you have to be moved to another unit. And it's still nothing. Like, this really needs evidence.
Like, I'm an older tenant.
What we tell everybody to start with, I know it's not really what you guys want to hear because you hear it all the time, but call 311 for everything. Rack up the complaints on 311.
Can I jump in real quick? All right. Okay.
Fill it out.
Everybody fill
We
these
need
out.
to fill it out. We need
Okay.
everybody to really fill it out. You have to send your email, address, or the phone, but you have to have one or the other. Either provide us a phone number or email, because then it's not acceptable, not solidified. So please fill it out. You got to feel passionate, everybody talking, while you're sitting at the store, whatever, here. If you need, tell your neighbors, if you need more additional form, anybody up here, just come to us. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to add something. Hi, everyone. Almaz, I know some of you from this building. I want to add something that Palante Brevin has not spoken about. There's a lot of stuff that's happening with the tenant union that you don't see, and it's partly because we have to meet with folks. We're learning the process. We're trying to understand how's the best way to approach the problems that we're facing, okay? We know that they've increased since COVID. There were always issues here. I've been here 17 years. They've never been perfect, but most recently in 4 years, it's been really bad, right? And so last year, as you know, we did work together and we did a DHCR action for a building-wide rent reduction. We focused in the common areas. The difference with what Palante is doing now and what we did last year is now we're focusing on the individual units, okay? So we had a long meeting with them about a month ago and they said, we work here in Harlem. We know what's going on. We have connections both with the agencies, with the police. We know folks. So if you can get organized and get these checklists done for the individual units, we have 1,800 units in all of Savoy. We've been lobbying the last month in each of the buildings trying to collect. Can you guess how many checklists we've gotten?
No.
Seriously, I'm asking you. Over 50? We have 1,800 units. To get 50, do you think that's sufficient?
No.
Right. We have actually more than that. We have 180 as of last night.
Nice.
Okay, that's 10% of the entire population of units. So everyone who's talking tonight, and I don't mean this as an attack, we're talking a lot. Yeah. We say a lot of things. Exactly. I see y'all all the time, and I know you're passionate about it, and you've been here a very, very long time. I get it. But the only way that we can make this work is if we fill out this documentation. 10% is not going to be enough. Last time we had this meeting, I asked everyone, bring a friend. I don't see those friends here. People are not bringing folks. I asked, do you sign up for the newsletter? Yeah, I get your newsletter, but where are you at? And then to come back, and we will work hard because we live here. We are invested in this, but we need help. If we have 1,800 units, we need a lot more people. So one of the ways to do that is to fill out the checklist. Okay, so let's.
Maybe we can come up with a better way to start circulating.
Yeah.
these complaints and start, like Will was talking about having floor captains.
Yeah, exactly. Door knocking, floor captains. It's easy. We all have
Y'all gotta step up and take these roles. We all take one floor. We get this whole complex on this.
And we have resources. Folks are saying we will help you. But the first thing that Palante said with Brevin and his executive director, Elcia, they said, we will not do this work for you. We will teach you how to do it. We will show you how to do it. We will give you all the information. But we're not doing it because they're representing all these other buildings. We have to do it for ourselves. And that's what we're trying to do here. So I appreciate everybody. We all do. I appreciate everybody's enthusiasm and asking, like, how many times I got to go to Victoria? How many times I got to talk to Adele? We need to hit them with the papers. I don't know if you know, and I don't know if someone's going to talk about this, but security changed over the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay? Exactly. No, the whole company changed. The previous company is gone. And that's the pressure we placed on. We've been together for a year. And if you think about how much we've done, sorry, really quick. What we've done in 1 year, we changed the security.
Yeah.
Folks are getting evicted, the folks that we don't want here. Okay. Yeah. Some repairs are happening. Is it where we need it to be? Absolutely not.
But let's keep doing what we did. They know we're organized. They told us they're not going to speak to us anymore. That means they know that we are organized. So we keep the pressure going. And we, huh? And Vero. Did you guys get that paper saying they're gonna come to our apartments?
Yeah.
What is law? What was it? 91 and 93? I had to look it up. And it's 30. Oh, sorry. Inspection. If you look up what those laws say, they're supposed to come around every year. I've never seen them in my apartment. Exactly. So let's keep going. Fill out the paperwork, call 311, ask questions, bring your friends, and we're gonna keep going. Like, that's really what it comes down to.
Only for households with children.
What?
No, it's not.
It's
Okay. All right, let's move on.
In the email that they can also.
Okay. So now, yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering about those, this particular inspection.
We don't have any information on it. We got the same email as you did, and that's all we know. I sent a follow-up asking, why is this happening now? What is this about? How do I know who they are? I have no idea.
I did the same thing.
All right, let's move on to the next thing. Yeah.
For them tonight show. Next morning, they bring 6 workers in my home. Not workers, some people working with them.
Yeah.
Outside workers.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
Okay.
We have to keep complaining.
We're gonna CB10.
Yeah, so this weekend on Saturday, there's gonna be a housing forum sponsored by the Housing Committee at Community Ward 10. We're inviting all of you to show up. Speaking of things that SPTU is doing behind the scenes, we are meeting with other tenants associations in Central Harlem to try to form some kind of a coalition. So that is also happening. So a lot of what Ms. Pam was talking about bringing all of Harlem together to insert some kind of fresh air influence, that's what we're working on. So, but we need our own people to be there to what Almas just said, and thank you so much for saying that. We need more of you to help us out. We need a show. And so the housing forum is on Saturday, starts at 9:30 at the Thurgood Marshall Center. Check-in is from 9 to 9:30. They're gonna have some elected officials are gonna be there, I believe. Some legal aid will be there, and anybody that can answer any of your questions about DCR and HPD and all these actions that we've got.
Oh, he needs some money.
Absolutely.
You sent it through the email.
Yeah, and it's gonna go out through an email as well.
It's in the email, yeah.
Can I just, that's what it is. We need to make sure everybody is signed up for our emails. There are things that we are putting up and we're posting in the buildings that they're taking down. So the only way that we can ensure that we get the information out is if you are actually on our list so we can send you information. We will post it, but we can't guarantee that they're gonna. That's right. I don't think that's probably last.
Yeah, let's just have one last thing I wanna say.
Come over here.
You know, who and components manner. I take my hats for to the tenant association that we now have. That it are tenacious. They have the heart for this. So I wholeheartedly support them. What I will say to each of us individually that are here and on Zoom, it is a one by one initiative. You see your neighbor in the morning, whether you know them or not. Good morning. How are you? Are you a part of, I do this. I'm telling you what I do. Whether I know you or not, whether I'm walking to the store on the bus, you see people, word mouth. We all have got to do this, right? And yes, we are frustrated. Yes, we are angry. Yes, we deserve. We all ideas, but we have to be on the same page. And this be the same people showing tasks over the last couple of years. Grateful and thankful, but I encourage all of us, not for just us, but those that we leave behind, for our children and our children's children. We all got to be on board. We all can't sit back and say, oh, I don't have, we have to make time. We have to be dedicated. This is not gonna end in a moment, in a day. It's going to be building on top of building on top of building. So it is my fervent hope, that you will forgive me because I wholeheartedly support them. I am very passionate about this. We have been doing this since 2021 when they had that shooting, and I thank God for the support of these young people. So I appreciate y'all very much for letting me hold. Salute, hold on. But now that you said, it's gonna be real quick. The rally that I would like us to do is actually at Fairstead Management Headquarters and Housing and Community Renewal on Beaver Street. No, I'm serious.
All right, so now we're gonna hear from the Manhattan DA's office.
Yes, good evening, everyone. And I'm fired up. This is good. I love the energy. I hate that it comes from frustration, but I love the energy. I love the passion, and I feel the love that you all have for your home. So kudos to you. My name is Jocelyn Minaya, and I'm with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, the Honorable Alvin Bragg. I'm actually here because the director of our Harlem office, he wasn't able to make it, and Elcia was telling me about the Savoy and all the wonderful people that live here, and the issues. And I said, of course, I'll go and represent the Manhattan DA's office. So I did bring some brochures around the table of our office. I hope you all know where the Harlem office is. It's in the State Building on the 7th floor, and you do not need an appointment. It's open to the public, and we're here for you. One of the things that I heard that I will be able to help with is the scaffolding. So you are all saying that the work is done? The work is done? Okay, so I'm gonna give you my card. I'm gonna give you my card. If you could just email me which ones are done. I know someone in the Department of Buildings that owes me a favor. No, I'm kidding.
What?
I said he owes me a favor, but
Please do.
But I will advocate on your behalf with them. I do know someone. So I'm happy to do that, especially because and I just want to say Captain Gale gives her regrets. She actually had to leave because she had the duty tonight, so she's covering all of the precincts in Manhattan North. But I'm so happy that the NCOs and the lieutenant were able to stay. Friends in the precinct. I mean, they do such wonderful work, and it's amazing to me. There's not that many of them, and the stuff that they get done, and they know the issues within the areas that they cover. So I appreciate you gentlemen for sticking around with us. But one of the things we need to do is continue working with them. When I heard that the camera didn't capture something because of the scaffolding, that's no longer necessary. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So I promise to you that I will do my best to communicate with Department of Buildings to see what they can do to get the ones that are not needed off and at least alleviate that part of it. I will leave my card as well. Again, I'm not the director of the Harlem office, but I work for the Manhattan DA. I'm the director of the Washington Heights office, actually, so I'm a little further north. But I will, be here if you want me to come back again, and I will continue working with my friends in Palante, to continue seeing how we can be a partner in this fight that you guys have. And onward and forward, man. I need this energy. I'm sorry? I'm with Alvin Bragg's office. Court is with Alvin Bragg. Yeah, Court is actually the director of the Harlem office, but he was away. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so with all that heat, all that fire, turmeric, paprika, okay, we are gonna have a Scotch bonnet. Thank you. We are gonna have our 1 year later rally on. Let me make sure I get this date right. Saturday, April 26th at noon on Lenox Avenue in front of the historical marker. Okay, so make sure you mark your calendars. So for all of you that are here tonight talking about they haven't done anything, they don't care about the ones who've been here for generations. for the people that need new cabinets, for the people that need a fuse box. We need you out front too. Okay, we can yell all we want in this lobby. We can complain about the dog poop. We can complain about the stolen packages. But if we don't go out there, almost over 2,000 of us that live here, guess what? They're going to like, we got the rent. They ain't serious. So we have to show them that we're serious. We have to show them that NYPD has our back. We have to show them that Palante has our back. We have to show them that the DA is going to stick up for us. But we got to stick up for us too. Yes. Okay? So when Alma says, bring a friend, you bring your friend that's been down the halls, been your neighbor for 25 years, your auntie that lives in 2300, your sister that lives in 620, all the kids, all the dogs, okay? And we got to show up. We work too hard. We've lived here too long to just say, oh, I don't like it. Guess what? Show them that you don't like it. And once we round up front, then we go downtown and they're really not going to like it. Okay. So we need all of you to show up, not only tonight. Okay. Sorry. I'm on my pulpit. Okay. Not only tonight, but on Saturday. Sign up to be a floor captain. Sign up to go to the community code of ethics. Come to the CB10 meetings that we all try to show up for to let this neighborhood know that Savoy is historic, that we take pride and we live here, that generational families have lived here. Okay? We can't just be, we have to just come together. So if you see somebody doing something that looks good, say thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, can you grab my package out of the package room? Let's do it. Let's get together and support one another. The more we support each other, we come together and we show them that we deserve to live in a safe place.
Oh, no. So with that being said, I do have a challenge for you guys. There's 1,802 units on this property. That means there's over 3,000 people at any given on this property. So I guarantee you that, and I challenge you, SPTU, all the Savoy Park tenants, to bring somebody, because I guarantee you we can get at least 1,800 people outside.
That's right.
I mean,
That's right.
at least get as close as we can. Because if I see about 20 people, we're going to have an issue. All right. So with that being said, I want to thank all our guests. I want to thank all the tenants. I want to thank all those who spoke, all the heated conversations, Ms. Pam. And yes, ma'am.
Today in Albany, and it was wonderful. Yeah, great turnout.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
Well, she heard, I believe she was.
All right. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and adjourn the meeting. And if anyone here who has questions afterwards,
I'm sorry, the checklist and your authorization form, we'll take it tonight. Also, there is an electronic version that you can fill out too. So double check your emails. But also it comes with a little tenants' right booklet too, if you want. But yeah, fill that out, hand it back to one of us so that we can record that we got it from you. And then we're going to be turning it over to Palante to do this group action. We're going to hit them with the big group action.
Right. Saturday, April 26th at noon. Out front on Lennox.
We appreciate all you on Zoom.
6 at noon.
with that being said, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.